Hey everybody, welcome back to this Let's Play of Final Fantasy II for the PlayStation, and it looks like we're right into a boss fight! Boss fight! Yes, I know, I trolled you guys last week, but now we are taking on the Chimera that stand before the Sacred Spring in Deist Cavern. As soon as we take out these little buggers, then we are able to complete our task of getting the egg into the Sacred Spring. We have honored our request, but unfortunately, we still don't get to fly any dragons. This game has disappointed me. So yeah, I think that covers the recap here. If people did not know what we were doing, we were in Deist Cavern, and we start this thing up with a boss fight, and obviously there are 4 of them, so they're going to be quite a challenge to take down. But thankfully we have a little bit of a trump card, and that is Maria. So we can just start taking them out at least one by one. Which is kind of what we want, because that way we can get kind of more rounds in to take them out. If I were to split up the damage, it would not do as much. As you guys can kind of see, Layla and Gus really aren't doing that much. Neither is Furion. And these guys are doing Blaze 7, so even though that's not a whole lot, 3 attacks of that would be rather frustrating. And in the meantime, I have to keep beefing up the spells that I have, so... Just because I like to be overpowered like that. Ooh, that was actually a nice hit from Layla. Are we going to get the... Oh, ow. Ow. Yeah, healing time next round. Poor Gus. Gus can't catch a break. And 2 down. That already helps us out greatly. Alright, so we're getting some fairly decent damage from Layla, but unfortunately we're not getting much from Gus, and that's just because we've kind of hit a limit with him where the Mithril Axes really aren't helping that much, but there isn't really an upgrade we can get for him right now. So if people are like, well, you need to go boost his strength and all that, trust me, later on, obviously since I'm doing this post-commentary, I'm a little bit further on with the video recording. Where I'm at, he has improved immensely. So just sit back. Gus will still be the powerhouse that he was, but it'll just take some time. 3 down. Okay, 1 more. And hopefully we can keep Layla up. Oh, that was a lucky miss. And she's back up. Okay, and I don't know if this one's actually taken any damage previous rounds. That's kind of one of the downsides, is that in early Final Fantasy games, when you take something out, your attack gets redirected to something else that's living. So, in a lot of cases, you sit there and go, okay, well, has this one taken damage already, or has it been lucky enough to not get attacked? So, it doesn't look like this one has been attacked at least too much. And right now, I'm just kind of covering the bases. As you can see, you know, it's high. They can hit as high as 200, so we don't know how much that's going to do to Furion, but that doesn't matter anymore because they're all dead. Yay! We won against the Chimera! And we got an MP increase. That's great. Now, if people are wondering, you know, I'm working so much on the HP and not the MP. That'll come later. I actually have to get a specific spell to start working on that. But once I get it, you're going to start seeing Furion and Maria with, like, immense magic point pools. So, don't worry about that. Alright, so we just put the dragon egg gently, and it sank to the spring's bottom. We have fulfilled our task to the last Windrake. Now there really isn't much to do here. So, you can all say it with me, exit time! And of course, now we gotta, you know, heal up a little bit. Otherwise, this is gonna be a real problem. But we don't have enough MP, or do we? Well, we got one just to get one more heal. So at this point... Oh, I forgot I had ethers. You sometimes forget what you have in this limited inventory, so yay, I kind of covered the bases. I'm such a good RPG player. And people will notice, yeah, I am saving on camera. We're getting to the point in-game where I might start doing that a little bit more often, because I don't want to lose anything of what I've done. And one of the things that happens with RPG players is sometimes you kind of forget whether or not you did save. So that's why there's the old saying of save early, saved often. So I'll cut that out as much as possible, though, so it doesn't really tie into the gameplay. The last Windrake died, but we still have the egg that you have taken to the spring. Oh, it looks like the Windrake is passed on. Once it is hatched, it will surely fight for the rebel army. I thank you in place of the Mother Drake. Okay, well. Oh, I wish this did not have to happen. Alright, so it's pretty much confirmed. The Windrake died! There really isn't much else we can do here in Deist. We have this new Windrake that might come and help us in time. We don't know that, but hopefully. So we've pretty much done everything we can in Deist. Now it's time to report back to Altair. Which means more ship time! Which, in the meantime, while we're making our way back to Altair, I do have some good news for some people. For the others, you can go ahead and ignore this, I don't care. To the Dragon Warrior fans, you will be very happy. I got through the first Dragon Warrior game. I know that took me a little bit longer than I said it would, but, well, when you're as busy as I am, you find it hard to make time for even games that you are trying to pick up for the first time. So, my overall viewpoint is, I like it. It is a very basic story. I actually think, in a lot of cases, it probably... The first Dragon Warrior, although similarly difficult as the first Final Fantasy, does hold the hand of the player a little bit more. And I think that's a great idea, especially when you only have one party member to control. You don't have to worry about managing everybody else's stats and all that. Oh, and if you guys hadn't seen, yes, there's a world map feature in this game. I'm just making sure I'm going the right direction. But overall, I think that's necessary, because you have to kind of set some stakes in order to get somewhere in these games. So the fact that it did that didn't bother me at all. In fact, it kind of heartened me, especially since I played the Game Boy Color version, which is Dragon Warrior 1 and 2 together. So that's a great thing, especially when trying to bring new fans into RPGs. So I think I even said this in a previous part. Dragon Warrior may have succeeded years before Pokemon did, in the fact that they made it as easy as they could, kind of set the stakes of how these games are going to work, and then made another one and made it a little bit harder as the series progressed. Sure, you make some processes easier, just because you have new hardware, new opportunities, new ways to do it, but overall the mechanics stay the same. So I did like it, and the story was... I'm not going to complain about the story. Why? Because if you've seen my Let's Play with Alex in Phantasy Star, or my Let's Play of the original Final Fantasy, or even Mystic Quest, you can't expect a complicated story from what is supposed to be like a first iteration. Why? Because you're kind of setting what the story is going to be like for future games. So the fact that it's somewhat similar or simple, I didn't see it as a bad thing. It's a rescue the princess story. And then, as soon as you rescue the princess, it still expects you to go defeat in this game, it's the Draco Lord. That's still a great concept. So, I don't have a problem with it. I actually did move on and start Dragon Warrior 2. I'm pretty sure I'm not that far, so bear with me, guys. I will continue on, and the way here's how I'm going to basically approach this. If I come across a couple of what I consider to be bad games in a row, I might consider stopping there. But right now, I am planning on playing Dragon Warrior through to the 9th game at least. I don't think I'm going to hit the 10th game, guys. I'm not going to try and... MMOs are huge and hard to judge, at least for me. So I probably will not judge that one, but I will go to the first 9 games. And speaking of the second game, that's exactly what I was saying. The difficulty goes up a little bit because I'm not that far, but I've gotten my first party member. So not only do I have my main character, but I also have Prince Art. And it just so happens he's a little bit more of a caster than my main character. Makes sense. So yeah, I'm enjoying it thus far. And we are actually in the Village of Altair, so now we're going to try and figure out what our next goal is. I wonder what it could be. We have enlisted the Dragoon... Well, we tried to enlist the Dragoons of Deist, but unfortunately they don't really exist anymore. And it actually just so happens to be... I'm trying to think. I think I actually do go back into Altair to find out what's going on. Because if people might notice, Altair's kind of abandoned right now. Let's see here. Yeah, there's really not anybody here. Let's check inside. I still like this music. It's... Okay, yeah, there are people here, so... And it looks like Gordon's here, so let's find out. Hilda has been acting so strangely since her return. Okay. Will you speak to her and see what may be the cause? Sure, I guess. I don't know what I can do. You're Gordon, you really can't do much else. I'm not trying to criticize the guy, but, I mean, seriously. I'm still miffed at him for the whole Cassione thing. Oh, looks like that's Princess Hilda. Firion, I'd like to speak with you. Alone. Okay, it looks like they're in wait. We'll be waiting for you outside. Okay, so... It seems to me like this is kind of a weird moment, but we're gonna go by it. Uh-oh, what's this? Uh-oh, uh-oh! Why are you standing there? Come to me. Oh boy, no, no, no! Shield your eyes! Shield your eyes! No, no, no! Don't do it, Firion! As Ambril Akbar once said, Princess, but I shouldn't, that's not what he said. It's a trap! It's a trap! Now, don't keep a lady waiting. It's a trap! Firion, it's a trap! I mustn't, but... These are so awkward. These are such awkward scenes, but they're hilarious. Ha, fool! Die, Firion! Yeah, like we didn't see that one coming, boys and girls. Princess, I think you've had a facelift. Blasted monster! Where's the real Princess Hilda? Not so fast! Yeah, that's why they were waiting outside. Yeah, anybody who didn't see that trap incoming, please stand on your head right now. So now we're dealing with I think it's a little, yeah, Lamia Queen. Mistress of Seduction. And it looks like she's somewhat impervious to physical attacks. That's okay, so are we now. Well, Firion and Maria, at least. Good amount of damage. Oh, poor Gus. And probably better safe than sorry, just to make sure everybody's covered in the shield. Ooh, one hit, 300. She's kind of nasty. That's okay, so am I. And I think this is actually the first time like a bedroom's been portrayed as the battle background. Usually it's just kind of like insert generic room here. Oh, Entice 9. Well, it looks like we just lost Layla. She is now confused. Ice 5. Will this do it? That wasn't as much as Bold. That's okay, though. I think we're going back to Bold. And we got Layla back. Entice 9. Who are we going to lose this time? We're going to lose Gus. Come here, big boy. Sure. It's a trap, Gus! It's a trap! That doesn't get tired. I don't get tired of saying that for this moment. There will be a few others later, and it's... I'm sorry, but Square and later Square Enix has a really bad time with scenes like these because they are so telegraphed that that's going to happen. It's like, you're not going to do that, right? Oh, well, the Lamia Queen is defeated, so the trap has been sprung, so to speak. And we got 10,000 gil out of that. That's nice. And lots of stats improved. That's always a very welcome sign. Thank you so much, Layla. Hey, stay sharp! Women can do scary things sometimes. Yeah, no kidding, like turning into snake women. Seriously. Where a real princess? That's a very good question, Gus. Excuse my intrusion, sirs, but there will be a tournament held in Palamecia, and its trophy is said to be Princess Hilda. Ah, so it looks like we didn't rescue the princess in the Dreadnought, we rescued the Lamia Queen. I'm going with you. We must save Hilda. Indeed. Thankfully, I worked with you earlier. Gordon, I know how you feel. We'll take care of this place. So go and do your princey thing. Oh, don't say that. No, Layla, you have officially lost 10 points here. No. I don't ever want to see Gordon do the princey thing, especially when he walks into his own castle, flooded with monsters with 10 HP. Okay, so we are now with Gordon again. He's still where we left him, and he does have a lot of the gear that we gave him. So thankfully, there won't be too much work involved. Just simply bringing him up to where everybody else is. Thank goodness. It's not going to be Cassione all over again, guys. But in the meantime, we are going to hit the inn, because we did take some damage and lose some MP. I really am going to like it. What I basically need in order to improve MP in this game, guys, is I need the spell Osmos. As soon as I get that, and I'm going to try and get 2 copies of it. One that I can give to Furion and one that I can give to Maria, and that way we can start improving their magic point pools. The arena is in Palamecia. So we're trying to figure out where Palamecia is. Even the dragoons were no match to the Imperial army. Oh, Princess, I hope she's not been harmed! Mindu hasn't returned from Mysidia yet. There is apparently a prison in the understructure of the arena. The princess may be kept there. Okay, well, where's this arena? Our princess, a trophy to be given away? That's awful! Where's Palamecia, you ask? It's a long way south from Cassione. That kind of gives us a clue. Be careful when crossing the desert of Palamecia. I hear the monsters dwelling there are feared for their deadliness. That's another kind of hint that monsters are going to get harder in the area. Okay, so now we know where we're going. We need to go south of Cassione. So that probably means we need to go talk to Sid. and at least get a flight to Cassion. Oh, look, it's the Hornets that just do nothing now. Silly Hornets. And I think in order to save time, I actually do start working on Gordon on the way, kind of like we did with Cassion. And then as soon as we get there, I'll be improving other people's stats anyway. Thankfully, I don't have to worry about, you know, one-shotting Gordon and killing him. Yay! We gotta kill these things now. Ah! They're so dangerous to us. Yeah, right. And it looks like Gordon's still kind of fast, so that'll help us out. Oh, we didn't improve his HP. And so while we're doing that, just kind of going over again what I was saying with Dragon Warrior 2, I don't think I'm that far. I just barely got art, and I think we're on our way to getting the third party member. I don't think it's going to give me any more than that. So in the meantime, I'm enjoying the game thus far, and I do like the fact that it does hold your hand to a certain extent. But, you know, it's early Dragon Warrior games. As much as I'd like to say this game holds your hand, it really doesn't, because there's such a difference in how the games play. The first game and the second game. And then Final Fantasy, it can hold your hand occasionally in some of the games, but this is not one of them. And one of the things that Final Fantasy likes to do as well is incorporate new systems into the game. So, like, for example, I'm trying to think of the more commonly known Final Fantasy games in the US, since all of them have released now. 2 had this unique increase your own stat system, which didn't get carried on into other games. Later games incorporated a job class system. In fact, the next game that we get to, which is Final Fantasy III, the last game in the canon to come to US shores, was the first game to use a job class system within the Final Fantasy Roman numeral line. So, job class system, in 4, the active time battles were initiated, so it wasn't just, like, turn-based entirely. You know, you do your turn, the enemy does their turn. The enemy could hit you if you just sat there idle. Okay, we just got to Poft, so now we can go talk to Cid. But I think we're going to hit the inn first. Gordon, I think, needs it. Gordon, my forever crutch. Alright, you want to ride the only airship in the world? Yes, we want to go to Cassion. We got a deal. Okay, so we're just actually going to skip the inn here and just go straight to the airship. Nope. Yes, we are. There we go. And this will cut a lot of the time out of traveling to Palamecia. And we're going to cut the time even less because I actually wanted to show this off later in the game, but I knew about it early on. There's a unique secret in Cassion, and I'll admit, I kind of forgot early on, but when I discovered it again, I'm like, oh, this could have made that whole long trek so much better. But we're going to make the trek to Palamecia better as far as time is concerned. Assuming, of course, Gordon makes the trip. I love Maria. She's like literally burning things with 300 damage, even though I've really kind of built her as a mage. Oh, there we go. Are we going to get an HP improvement out of this? Please tell me we are. Fear and strength, Gordon endurance, nope. Gordon continues to disappoint me. Alright, well, quick heal to him. Okay, and then we're actually going to take a break for the week. So next week, we're actually going to start things up by going and visiting one of the longest standing tropes of the Final Fantasy series, but I'm going to keep you waiting till then. See you next week.